how do you imagine something that's impossible and like you just, how can you even think that it's going to work out? But then you go out in the world and you try that crazy idea. And this residency has so many people like that, people with like crazy mad hatter ideas, and we need more mad hatters in the world.
How I first heard about funding the Commons and the residency was through colleagues of mine, actually. I just saw them posting on LinkedIn, so I went down the rabbit hole to read up, what is this about? Like, what are you guys doing?
The concept, I would say, is what would happen if we managed to extend those conversations that usually take place at conferences and meetups, and take them and allow them to run over a longer period of time. We would like to produce public goods here. This residency is curated for 80 to 90% builders. We curated these builders on the basis of several themes like environmental impact, public goods funding mechanisms, ZK and privacy. And there's also been quite an emphasis here in this residency with real world solutions. So we've been working with local NGOs on the ground here.
We found out about the great work with the local refugee crisis, and we just thought, okay, this is like by far the most interesting event that's happening in Chiang Mai, which is saying a lot because there are lots of events happening in Chiang Mai.
Process of curation was around trying to imagine who are these builders we're talking to right now, what is their skill sets, what is their interest, what's their experience, and what would happen if we took this person and this person and this person and they were living next door to each other. Like what kind of design space of innovation would arise naturally there?
How do you make systems that are not capturable by authority that then asserts incumbency? The technology being able to allow everyone to have responsibility and power for themselves.
It's not only what's being built, but I think it's also the conversations about how we should think about building these things. Because I feel like it's such an evolving space that there's no university course you can do or Udemy that teaches you how to create these things. And so a lot of like the latest knowledge is stored in people's heads. So you need to bring these people together in order to have these conversations, in order to like figure out why this thing works and why this thing doesn't work. Is there mechanisms that we can come up with that don't exist yet that will actually change the game? And that's kind of what we're betting on.
What excites me about technology in the context of human rights is the scalability of technology. And this is something that we haven't had before, an opportunity that we should capture.
I learned a lot about how I could apply those systems to the real world back in my community in India, in Bangalore, where, city elections have not happened. So how can we use some of these Web3 tech and product ideas in the real world?
How public goods funding is done in the Web3 space, how we can maybe translate that back to the Web2 space, but also what can we learn from the Web2 space. So I think some cross-pollination needs to happen.
Small teams are just forming all the time, It's like every day I wake up and then there's a new group of people working on a new solution.
Let's go!
To make it very easy, everything is very inclusive, like a breakfast together, easy to skip on another table where you don't know the people yet. Sometimes you have an aha moment just by speaking to people that you think like, okay, never thought about it like from like this angle.
We have 36, 38 people from 23 different countries, which is fascinating.
So many people to like collaborate on so many projects. This has been a melting pot of like ideas, playing out.
Some people already knew each other before. Some always wanted to work together and never found a, common place to be at and physically in person. And those have led to such great, collaborations. And the fact that, we're actually talking about how do we make sure like this doesn't end here? Like, this is just like we are born here basically. And then how do we, grow this after the residency?
Instantly, as you walk in, people understand, okay, what is this level? What kind of language am I using here? Or what kind of tone am I using here? And kind of like sets you in this line space or mindset to think bigger things,
So the other people here are all so heart-centered. Like they're making technology that they deeply believe in, each and every one. And it's really inspiring to be in this environment.
It's amazing. Everyone is so nice. They are genius. They are brilliant. I'm learning from each of them everywhere.
I just think there's so much that can come from immersing yourself and being around people that are having the same mindset in terms of building towards a purpose that serves people that are generally in need for the solution. So I would say if you've never heard of Fun in the Commons, now is the perfect time as ever for you to look into it. Maybe find out how you can, align yourself with it. You'll find that there's a lot more you can get from liaising with people that are of a similar mindset as you are.